Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to take a look at the newest Cold War Premium, but before I do, if you enjoy this video, please leave it a like, a comment, hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like to support me further, please check out the link to my Patreon in the description. Alright, what is the newest Premium and should you get one? Today, Wargaming released the Era 2 Medium, the Type 80. Now for those of you that are short on time, here's my quick review. And at this point, I'm going to just say this is probably going to be one of the shortest tank reviews I've ever done. And you are about to see why. So we've got the Type 80. 2 weeks ago, we saw the introduction of the WZ-122. 2 weeks ago. Just keep that number in mind. Just 2 weeks ago. Compared to the 122... what does the 80 have to offer? All the 80 has to offer is 50mm more penetration and 10 kilometers an hour mobility. That's it. It's got worse average alpha, it's got the same number of hit points, same view range, and the same concealment. On top of that, it's missing the 4 missile autoloader. What can I say? Should you get one of these things? Should you get the Type 80? No. No, you shouldn't. Because the WZ. WZ's in the game. And that's my short review. Done. And for the most part, that is the review done on the whole. And it's a little disappointing, honestly. This I am disappointed with this tank. But I will... Let's do the normal thing. Let's have a look at it in more detail now. Right. The biggest issue with the Chinese premiums, or just the Chinese tanks in general, is gun depression. The 122 and the 80 only have 5 degrees of gun depression. Now, I can live with the 122 only having 5 degrees of gun depression because you've got a 4 missile autoloader. You can unleash, like 900 alpha with a missile and then bang in a 400 alpha shot. You can do over 1,000 damage in one engagement. The 80 can't do that. It just can't do that. It doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how you play it, you will not be able to do the same thing in the Type 80 that you can do in the 122. These two tanks are in the same era. They're in the same tiering in the era. I believe they're mid-tier, so Era 2, and you're the second tank in Era 2 of 3. You know, this tank it's the newest premium, but it doesn't offer anything better than what we saw 2 weeks ago. And it's a disappointment. It really is a disappointment, and you can probably tell from my voice, I am disappointed by this tank because I love playing Cold War. I really like it and I want to see new tanks come in, but I want to see new tanks come in that are at least somewhat competitive or somewhat comparable to tanks that came out just 2 weeks ago. I mean, come on. It's been 2 weeks and we've got another one that is worse than what we had before. I don't understand it. I would have thought that Wargaming would have given the 80 something to make it somewhat comparable to the 122. You know, we've got Chinese mediums that have 7 degrees of gun depression, and yes, 7 degrees isn't a lot, but hey, it's better than 5. I'll take it. You know, give this thing 7 degrees of gun depression or something. Give it an unusually heavily armored turret so that it could play hull down with the little bit of gun depression it's got, you know, make it unique, but it just isn't. The Type 80 just is not anything special, and that's what I find really, really disappointing about it. It's the 122 with things taken away. The missile system's been taken away, and that's what, for me, that's what sold the 122. This thing has nothing going for it, in my opinion. All of this is my opinion. If I have to compliment this thing, if I have to compliment the Type 80, it would be that it's got good penetration. It does have good penetration, and it does have good alpha. So, yeah, that's what it's got going for it. But because you've only got 5 degrees of gun depression, you have to expose a lot of the tank in order to get a shot on target most of the time. And if you're exposing yourself, you're getting shot at, and if you're getting shot at, you're going to die, and if you're dead, you could have the best gun in the world, but if you're dead, it's no good to anyone. The cost of the Type 80 at present is 13,550 gold. That's the cheapest package available at the moment. But if you wait until April 5th, you can pick one up for 11,400 gold. That is, if you want one. Personally, I would stay away from the Type 80. We have an MVP here, but really, this tank has not had a positive impact on me at all. You make okay silver. There are other tanks at Era 2 which can do just as much. Same goes for the crew XP and the free XP. Nothing really special about what you've just seen there. So yeah, if you want to pick one up, you can. 13,550 gold, or you can wait till April 5th. But you know, the Type 80, it doesn't offer anything new. It doesn't offer anything that's different or better. In Era 2 we have the Mobat, the Cat, the FV4211, and that list just goes on, and then you've got the M60 Rise, you know, blah blah blah, all these other premiums that you can get. And 2 weeks ago we saw the introduction of the 122, which isn't better than any of the other tanks that I've just mentioned, but it does offer something new which is different and very effective. It's a traditional medium with a missile system. You know, it's new. It offers a new playstyle. It's a new challenge. You know, you can do all this new stuff with it, but the Type 80 is basically the 122 with all of the good bits taken away, and it just doesn't stand out in my mind. For me, the Type 80 is a bust. It's an absolute bust. I would personally, I'm not going to recommend this tank for anyone to buy. I would stay away from it. If you want a Chinese medium in Era 2, buy the WZ-122. It is by far, in my opinion, the better tank. Right, that's all I have to say for this one. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, I hope you're all still keeping safe, and I'll see you out there.